Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Hammer Down TV's coverage of the Dirt Warriors Street Stocks tonight from the Limaland Motorsports Park, as we bring you some great action here between the Dirt Warriors Street Stocks coming to you tonight from Lima, Ohio. We've got a great race lined up for you here tonight. 60 laps is the distance. Why don't we go ahead and run down tonight's starting lineup? Starting from the pole tonight in car number 84 will be E.J. Jones. E.J. Jones going away from the pole. Starting to his outside in car number 07, that is Justin Pruitt. Row 2 to the inside will be the 71 of Daniel Stifler. To his outside, the 55 of Matt LeBlanc. Row 3 to the inside will be Derek Debris. Alongside him, Greg Turberville. Row number 4 will be the 11 of Trey Jones. To his outside, the 01 of Daniel Price. Then we've got row number 5 is the 420 of Eric Elmore, and to his outside the 009 of Lonnie Baker. Row number 6 will be the 78 of Richie Ryan, to his outside the 10 of Jason Salter. Then we've got row number 7, Jim Rivas and Alon Franks. Row number 8 will be the 86 of Derek Fedkenhauer, to his outside the 00 of Michael Whitlock. Then we've got John Monk and Jared Guzzardo in row number 9, and then row 10. Well, that's the announcers, so we don't have row 10 here tonight as we get ready to go 60 laps in distance here for the Dirt Warriors Street Stocks. Co-announcing with me here tonight alongside is Ricky Hall up here in the announcer's booth. Ricky, welcome aboard tonight's program.
Thank you, Stephen. Glad to be here. I hope to see some good racing here tonight at Limaland.
Tell me a little bit about Limaland here. This is a racy little racetrack here, only a quarter mile long. It's got some decent banking in the corners. Really going to let these guys let these cars hang out and fly a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. This is by far one of my favorite tracks to run as a driver, and even more so one of my favorites to watch races at. It's a very quick track up around the top, as I expect to see a lot of cars trying to get up there quick, and as you try to cram this many cars into one line around the top, it could get interesting. Makes for some good slide jobs and some great racing, so we'll see how it goes here tonight.
I have to back up exactly what you're saying on that favorite racetrack. This is my favorite racetrack. And I was so happy that they added this to the dirt side of things. I ran with one of the many racing leagues here with the Iracing service and got a second place last night in the 360 sprint. So I'm with you. I absolutely love this racetrack. And what will be interesting to watch tonight, the track state will start out at 6% to start things off here tonight. So these guys are going to have a lot of grip to work with right off the bat. But, Ricky, as this race goes on, the track is going to go through some changes, and it'll be interesting to see if the outside lane goes away and guys try to work down to the bottom.
Oh, absolutely. With 17 cars here, the track's definitely going to take a beating 60 laps down the road. It'll be interesting to see where they can find grip and if they can make it work around this track tonight.
So we've got a great one for you here with the Dirt Warriors Street Stocks. Everybody getting into line and getting themselves into place as we speak. And we are looking for a green flag here shortly, and we'll be getting this race program underway. It should be a great night of racing here at Limaland Motorsports Park here in Lima, Ohio. Again, the Dirt Warriors Street Stocks ready to go to work for you here on the tricky quarter mile at Limaland. Jason Salter And Daniel Price will be your front row. The 10 and the 01. So zeros and ones are wild here tonight on the front row as we get ready to go green. Off of turn number 4, looking for the green flag, and we've got it. 55 laps the distance for tonight's A main, and they are off to turn number 1. We'll watch them down the back straightaway as we've got Jason Salter leading the pack. Oh, we got a battle back there for position number 3, and they kind of accordioned up there, Ricky, in turn 4, and you see that so often. You know, one guy gets a little bit out of shape, and the accordion effect, it can go back 6-7 cars.
Absolutely. That was the 84 E.J. Jones that got bunched up around the bottom there. It drops him all the way back to 16th place. That is not what the start he was looking for tonight. But your leader, Jason Salter, just driving it around up front.
Salter is doing just that, running in the 2 spot is Michael Whitlock, and then Lon Franks in the 23, and Lon Franks being the first driver, kind of toying with that inside lane, trying to see if he can't make something happen here for position number 2. He's pedaling his bike hard down on the inside, but as we talked about here just before the race got started, these guys are going to have to, if they're going to try that lower lane, I think they're going to have to just keep working at it, and it'll eventually come in. But early on, I think the outside is going to be king here, as we've now got 5 laps on the board here. So again, Hammer Down TV bringing you coverage tonight of the Dirt Warrior Street Stocks from Lima Land. Steve Ovens, Ricky Hall with the call for you here tonight. And Ricky, we've got a great battle for second going on here.
Yeah, the last 3 or 4 laps now, Michael Whitlock's just been right in the door or Lon Franks has been right in the door of Michael Whitlock, just giving him pressure all the way around the track, not giving him an inch to work with. He's just trying to make something work along that bottom line still. He's giving it everything he's got, just can't get the pass to stick.
You know, Ricky, something else that I think we're seeing here early on is I'm seeing a lot of patience from guys. I'm seeing guys out here that, you know, they pass. Oh, as we've got some trouble here. We've got a slower car got tangled up there with the second place car. I know Whitlock doesn't want to be on the bottom, but that's where he was. And here goes Lonnie Franks around the outside. He's going to go through the middle groove and try and hold Whitlock down to the bottom, and he'll do so. Move Lonnie Franks up to position number 2.
Yes, absolutely. Took advantage of the slower car in the traffic there and just got up on the high line and made it work all the way around the corner. And that's what I expected to see tonight, is a lot of top lane passing and a lot of corner work out of these drivers. And yes, the patience factor in this race has been quite outstanding. I'd have to give my hats off to these drivers tonight for having such a clean race thus far.
A lot of laps left on the board here, and I think that's what we're seeing here in the first 25% of this race here is guys logging laps here. Let's go ahead and take down the running order for you here. Jason Salter has got a pretty comfortable lead here, about a half a straightaway advantage, although on the quarter mile here at Lima Land, that's not much of a lead to speak of, but he's got a pretty comfortable lead here so far. 1.7 seconds the lead now on Lon Franks. Whitlock riding in the number 3 spot. Greg Turberville is up to position number 4, and Daniel Stifler the top 5 right now. And the top 5 all within the same 3.2 seconds as we've got a caution now. Ricky, we've got a problem over in turn number 3. So caution coming out here on lap number 15. And if I got it all calculated right, that should give us about 40 laps to go. So working our first caution flag of the event. We had one car spun around in turn number 3. And we talked about it a little bit there, some patience early on. And, you know, for such a tight bull ring here, Ricky, I was expecting, we might see some more framming and jamming for positions as, surprisingly, we've got 15 laps on the board before the first yellow.
Yeah, and it was just a little racing incident out in two. Looks like Matt LeBlanc and Richie Ryan just got together there and got the car spun around. It looks like you got it going back in the right direction, as that'll drop them to 16th and 17th place on your leaderboards.
Field line back up here for the restart. Green flag is back out as we put lap number 18 up on the Dirt Warrior Street Stock lap board, and they are 2 by 2 off of turn number 2. And now we've got a battle for the lead here, Ricky. Lon Franks working that outside lane in a bid for the lead. Dead heat there at the line.
Yeah, Lon Franks was just kind of waiting the first half of this race, just biding his time. Looks like he's decided he wants to run a few laps in the front. Let's see if he can make it stick around the track. This has got Salter all over the inside of him here down into one, as he does seem to get it about a half a car length going through two.
So you've got a new race leader. It's Lon Franks in car number 23. That'll move Salter back to second. Third right now is Greg Turberville, who is getting a ferocious battle here from the 00 of Michael Whitlock. Whitlock up on that outside lane where we saw him be so quick earlier on tonight. And this is a great battle here for positions 3, 4, and 5. Throw a tablecloth over them into turn number 1 as Turberville in that 20 car now pulls a car length on the fourth place running Whitlock. But as we say that, we're starting to get a little bit of a battle for the lead, because here comes Salter working on your leader for position number 1.
Oh, absolutely. Jason Salter's not ready to call it a night at all by far yet, as he gives the 23 a little bump there coming out of the corner. Gets back in line, drops back about a half a car, but don't count him out yet. Still lots of laps left on the board as 3 and 4 are battling tough back here. Gets into him, as it looks like Michael Whitlock will take the position, third place. Michael Whitlock.
Well, dirt racing is a contact sport after all. Whitlock, a little bit of the meeting of the metal in turn number 1, but he'll take the spot. But I'll tell you, Turberville's not going to let him go that easy, as he's going to try and track him back down here, only half a car length behind him. As we were watching the battle for the lead, got close there, but Frank seems to have found a line that's working for him here so far, as he pulls a car length on Salter into turn number 3, and then they've got about a half a straightaway back now to Michael Whitlock in the 00, and they are now starting to reach slower traffic. And boy, this is going to make it interesting as Salter pulls up to the back bumper one more time.
Yeah, it looks like the number 36 will yield the way to the race leaders, but Salter's all over the inside up to the quarter panel, coming out of 3. Or coming out of 2. I'm sorry about that.
Through 3 and 4 they ride, and it is still Franks with the lead, but Salter is closing the gap and closing it in a hurry. He's kind of letting the car float up almost to the cushion up in 1 and 2, and then tries to drive down off the cushion to get that momentum off turn 2. He runs a little bit lower line in turns 3 and 4, and again, as we said earlier in this race, as these guys continue to get laps and more laps on this surface is going to change, and we're going to see, when this racetrack changes and gets a little bit drier, that's when we're going to separate the men from the boys, as they say, as we've got a great battle going on here for position number 3. It's Whitlock and Turberville one more time. It's hard to pick a spot to watch, Ricky, because we've got a great battle for the lead and a great battle for third.
Yes, sir. It seems everywhere you look on the racetrack, you have 2 cars nose to tail going at it. Limaland produces great racing, like I said before the broadcast here, and it's absolutely one of my favorite tracks to watch. As the race leaders here are coming up to slower traffic, we're going to see if that slows down your leader. He's been running the outside line. He's got traffic in his line. Let's see if he can deal with it.
Oh boy, it's decision time, and he had to get him into the back bumper. Franks into the back bumper of the slower car there on the front straightaway. I think that was Lonnie Baker in the 009, and we were talking about it before that happened. It was decision time for the leaders, as they were coming up on slower traffic here off of turn number 4, and it looked like the slower car got a little bit out of shape there in turn number 4. Franks had a decision to either hit the brakes and lose the lead or try and get the lap car going, and when he did so, that car come right around on him. So tough break there for the 009 of Baker, but he will continue on.
Yeah, I mean, there's just nowhere to go, as I was saying right before that happened for Lon Franks, and his only option was to, do what he did, and he goes on, and all cars move on, so that's good. We'll get them stacked back up and bring them around to the green flag shortly.
37 laps on the board. We've only got 18 left to go here, and it's been a dandy here so far. Coming back to the green flag, and I'm not really sure what's happening there with the slow car. I don't know if he missed a wave around or what happened. He's bounced off the wall and jamming up some guys here from third on back. Look at them, they're 3 wide there in turn number 4. That wasn't going to work. One guy had to back out of the gas, and I can see some of the guys in the chat not too happy with what happened over there in turns 3 and 4, or excuse me, off turn 2 and down the back straightaway. But Ricky, let's take a look back up front, because we've got another great battle for the lead and a battle for third.
Yeah, that had a chance to be a huge mess there, but all the drivers get through it, and back to racing we go. As again, Salter's all over that bumper. He is not about to let Lon Franks just drive away with this race tonight. He is bumping him when he gets the chance in the straightaways, and he's letting him know, hey, buddy, I'm here. Make a mistake, and I'll put it to you. So they got about 13 more laps to go at the stripe here, and it's been some great racing as they're 2 wide down in the corners. Can he make it stick?
Nose to tail into turn number 3 they go. Again, battle for the lead, and now we're looking at this great battle here for third as E.J. Jones, we haven't mentioned that name all race long. He has clawed his way to the front, and now he'll take over position number 3 from Michael Whitlock. But Whitlock is not done there. He's all under fire from Jim Rivas in the 2 car. That's a great battle for position number 4, but now let's kick it back up here to the battle for the lead. Salter stalking the back end of the Franks 23 car. Off turn number 4, they'll put another lap here on the board as we have now got 10 laps to go. 10 to go here at Limaland, and Ricky, it is crunch time here with less than 10 to go as Salter looks to make a move in turn 4.
Yeah, as you said, it's crunch time, and Salter's going to give him some business. It looks like they're going to get a little contact as Salter is backwards on the track. Oh, as they're going to collect a few more cars behind them there. Big crash into turn 1.
Boy, I can't say for sure, Ricky, but I don't think Lon Franks took it. I think he took exception to the slider in turn number 4 as he got into the wall on the front straightaway, and they connected in turn number 1, and everybody stacked up and piled in behind him. A big meeting of the metal there in turn number 1 to put us under the yellow here. And this will put us about 6 or 7 laps to go in this one. And we'll have to check and see where everybody falls out here in the running order as we get ready to come back to green. But I can tell you how they're running on the track right now. Lon Franks, your leader, in car number 23. E.J. Jones now up to position number 2. And boy, Ricky, E.J. Jones could be the sleeper of the night. We haven't mentioned him all night except for about 5 laps to go.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned him, but been keeping an eye on him. He's got a fast car right now around the outside. He's looking to keep it up. He could have your race lead in the next few laps. We'll have to keep an eye on that battle. But to that wrecking one, yeah, I think so. I think Lon Franks hit the wall, bounced off, caught Salter, and turned them all sideways. But we're back green flag, down into 1. Lon Franks on the inside. E.J. Jones looking for the pass on the outside, coming out of 2, door to door.
You've got a new race leader into turn number 3. It's E.J. Jones. He had the preferred line on the outside. Lon Franks did not want to be on the inside. there for that restart. His car has been dynamite on the outside all night long, and we've got 5 laps to go, and we've got trouble in turns 1 and 2. 2 cars toward the back half of the field here, crossed up in turn number 1, and that's going to put us under caution here. And boy, this could set us up with just a lap or 2 dash here at the end, Ricky. This could be exciting.
Absolutely. I guarantee you that is not what EJ Jones was hoping for. When he jumped out in the lead, he had already put a couple car links down on him going down the first lap. So he's gonna have Juan Franks on his outside here on this restart. So he's gonna have to get down into one hard and make it stick. And there's not gonna be any time to leave anything left. This is gonna be it right here. They're gonna have to run it hard, and they're gonna have to leave everything out on the table if they want this win.
Well, it is going to be interesting for sure, as EJ Jones being scored as the leader. Lon Franks in position number 2, Michael Whitlock. Then we've got Jason Salter, Justin Pruitt. That's your top 5. 6 through 10 is Jim Rivas, Eric Elmore, Derek Dubry, Derek Fedkenhauer, and Greg Turberville. Everybody doubled up. It is going to be a 1-lap dash to decide it all here tonight. And EJ Jones with a big jump on the start as he was able to fire first, and he gets to that outside lane, Ricky, off of turn 2, and it looks like EJ Jones might just be able to hold on here.
Yeah, as it looks like Lon Franks was sleeping at the line. He's going to lose second place, may lose third. You got Whitlock and Jim Rivas all over him at the line. Photo finish for third. Not sure who got it. It's looking like Jim Rivas on the outside will drop Lon Franks to 4th, but your winner, EJ Jones, the story of the night, Stephen, came from nowhere.
Yes, he certainly did, and we'll have Ricky help us with procuring our top 3 here for the interview. We will talk to your top 3 finishers here tonight, but picking up the win here at Limaland is EJ Jones in car number 84. We'll give you the full field rundown for you here. EJ Jones picking up the win. Jason Salter finishing in position number 2. Jim Rivas in position number 3. Lon Franks came home in 4th. Finishing in 5th was Michael Whitlock. Finishing in 6th was Derek Dubry. Finishing in 7th was Justin Pruitt. Eric Elmore was 8th. Trey Jones was 9th. Derek Fedkenhauer was your top 10. 11th was Daniel Price. 12th was Daniel Stifler. 13th was Greg Turberville. 14th was Richie Ryan. 15th was Matt LeBlanc. 16th was John Monk. And rounding out the field in the 009 was Lonnie Baker.
As we'll bring in our first driver here, our 3rd place finisher, Jim Rivas.
Well, finishing in 3rd place here tonight was Jim Rivas. And Jim, tell us about your charge to the front here. You had an eventful night.
It was a blast. This is some of the greatest group of guys I've raced with here. Can't say enough for all these guys. A little give and take makes for great racing action.
Tell us about how much the track changed here tonight.
For probably the first half, 3/4 of the race, bottom line was it. And then once the berm started building up, then it went up top. And that's kind of where I focused my setup on, was to run the top side.
Tell us about some of the folks, Jim, that either help you out with setup, sponsors, or even some shout-outs you want to give.
Yeah, first I give a shout-out to all my DWR crew here. Like I said, greatest bunch of guys I've seen to race with. Shout-out to Jason Salter and Eric Eichstead for helping keep this league going, and thanks to you guys for broadcasting.
Great job tonight, Jim.
Thank you.
All right, so there's Jim Rivas, who finishes in position number 3 here tonight. And next up, we're going to have Ricky talk to our 2nd place finisher, Jason Salter.
Our 2nd place finisher, Jason Salter. Talk to us tonight about your car and your 2nd place finish. How does it feel?
Really good. The car was actually handling fairly decent. I didn't even know what setup to put in the car before I run it. I was surprised I held on to the lead as long as I did and ran second for a while.
Yeah, tell us about that battle. You were really giving the leader there, Lonnie, the business there for a long time. Just couldn't make it stick around the bottom. Was that irritating you for a little while, or
I was
you're
trying.
just biding your time?
I was trying so hard not to slide up in front. I didn't want to pull one of them slide jobs that they do on here so bad. Trying to give him a lot of room. I went back and watched it just a minute ago. I thought I pinched him in the wall there, but it looked like it kind of slapped it a little bit. Kind of got into me, threw me in the wall. All good racing though.
Absolutely. Good racing at Lima Land and keeping it clean by everybody. Go ahead and tell us about the people who put you here tonight.
I like to call my teammates over there at Dirt Warrior Racing. Just got back from vacation, so surprised that wasn't as rusty as I thought I was going to be for this thing. Thank y'all for putting on the broadcast here. Looks really good.
Absolutely. We thank y'all for having us, and good second place finish tonight. Guess that vacation helped you out and got you relaxed. We hope to see you back later in another race.
Will do. Thank y'all.
So Jason Salter comes home in position number 2, and now it's time to hear from tonight's race winner, who goes by the name on iRacing as EJ Jones. Congratulations, man. What a run you had tonight. You know, it seemed like you just kind of laid in the weeds for the first half of this race.
Well, I got collected in a wreck on the first lap there over in turn 3 with Greg, and somehow it spun around. We didn't get a caution, so I was behind half the race, probably half the track.
So with that being said, how did you get to the front?
Cautions, I think. I'm even speechless right now. I don't know how I made it back to the front yet.
Now tell me this, you've got to restart with 1 lap to go, and you've got to start on the inside line, which had not paid off for seemingly anybody tonight. Just getting that good of a restart was about your only shot. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong, because the restart before that, I managed to get the jump on the outside on lawn. So it concerned me. And then as soon as I got into it, I saw it was clear, and I was like, all right, we're going back to the cush.
So at that point, even though you had the inside line, you'd almost rather be the control car, because even though you're on the inside line, you can control how that restart goes. And for you, I think that was the difference tonight.
I think so too. I would much rather be the control car, but luckily it worked out, and I kind of caught him sleeping, which helps also, especially down on that bottom, because there's moisture there, but the top is just so much faster when that cushion gets built up.
No doubt about it. Man, great run tonight. I know that, whether it's crew, family, friends here on the service that you practice, tell us about the folks that make it happen for you there tonight.
Well, I got to first thank my buddy Charles Cosper and Peter Delavan. They would let me play on their setups before I bought mine in October. And, ever since I got this thing, I'm like almost nonstop iRacing, except for, the last 2 months I had a girlfriend, and she decided to leave, so I got more time for iRacing now at least. I gotta thank Eric Eichstead for the skin on this car, the Michelob Ultra car, as we like to call it. Cedar Cove Speed, Jim, Jason, and Eric for putting on the DWR League. It's always a blast running with these guys. And anyone who's watching on Hammerdown TV.
Well, he drives the Michelob Ultra car, and we might just have to start calling you the closer now.
I don't know yet.
All right, man. Great job tonight, and a good win here for the Dirt Warrior Street Stocks.
Thank you, sir. I'm still literally shaking right now.
All right, there's your winner tonight, EJ Jones. He drives car number 84. And Ricky, as we get ready to close here, what a race tonight. I don't think that anybody that watched tonight is going to leave here disappointed.
Absolutely not. It was some great racing all the way around, all good only a couple cautions, nice clean racing. I think your leader might have sold himself a little bit short there. I don't think it was all luck looking back at it. He had some really good traffic that he had to deal with, and he worked through it like a pro tonight. He brings home the race win and the points. So we'll see how the rest of the season goes here.
No doubt about it, Ricky. Our first time working together. It was great to call the race with you, and I look forward to doing it more.
Absolutely. I hope to be back and to call more of these with y'all, and I absolutely enjoyed it and hope to see some more great racing throughout the weeks.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for Hammer Down TV's coverage of the Dirt Warrior Street Stocks here tonight. On behalf of all of the admin staff and everybody that makes it happen here with the Dirt Warrior Street Stocks and Hammer Down TV, my name is Steve Ovens, sitting alongside Ricky Hall, saying thank you for joining us and congratulations to tonight's winner at the Lima Land Motorsports Park, E.J. Jones. Good night, everybody. We'll see you at the races.
Good night.